What are you doing?
Like, oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Don't forget that gift cards available at RitaYanez.com.
Hi there, Libra. This is your monthly reading for the month of December 2015. Happy holidays to you. We start off the energy of this atmosphere with the King of Pentacles, and this is a card that indicates big money. This could also indicate benefactor. For people in your age group, this could be any number of people that are trying to help you out, give you some gifts. Maybe this time of year, they're there to help steer you in the right direction, maybe even offer you a job. Now, this is something that is actually going to figure in prominently in your year next year, that this person is already in the picture or somewhere right there on the peripheral, and he's probably going to be the person who offers you a job next year. Now, I'm going to tell you something. He's going to come across in a way that doesn't make sense. Like, he's not going to be creepy and touch you or anything. Of course, you'd pick up the phone, call the police, and then shove the phone right through his face. But this is a person who actually wants to see if you'll do the job. Like, he'll say, hey, to a girl, right? I'm going to provide you the gear to wear, and I'm going to get you the gloves and everything. Do you want to come help us shovel asphalt or mix concrete? And you're like, okay. And then you go do it, and he tells you, yeah, and by the way, if I can pay you, it's going to be minimum wage. And you're like, all right. And then by the time you're done, he hands you a paycheck representing $20 an hour, and he's going to pay for your esthetician school, your beauty school, your hair college, whatever that you wanted to do over the summer. This person actually plays benefactor because they realize that you're somebody who didn't even complain about the work that it was going to be, right? This is the kind of person that for you guys, he says, hey, look, so you need some work on your car, and I can charge you pretty much the minimum, but you got to come in and help us do this. And then by the time you're done, he says, look, I'm not charging you anything. Do you want a job? And you're like, what the? And then you realize that this guy was just trying to help you out after all, but he wanted to see what you were made of. He's trying to see what kind of a worker are you? Are you a person that can roll up your sleeves and you don't care if you're going to get down there and slop the pigs? Are you going to go out there and in the middle of the freezing snow, are you going to go out there and help the cows get back in? Because if they bust out, if you know anything about this like I do, it is a disaster. You don't want cows falling down. And so I've seen this happen before. It's kind of crazy. But what I'm saying is that this person has an unexpected side to him. So on week 2, and remember, it's not weird, it's not homo, it's not touching you. It's just literally benefactor energy. Somebody who's trying to give you something because they recognize some part of themselves in you. Like maybe they remember when it was like to be your age, have a car, blow a head gasket, and you need somebody to help you either pull out the motor or junk that thing. So week 2, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and considering what month this is, I get the idea that there is something relatively expensive that you want for this Christmas. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get it, but it does mean that you may have to be creative in how you're going to accumulate the money for it. This is what my advice for you is, because it looks like it's relatively expensive, like $600 for a PlayStation 4. You know, it's like maybe a new laptop, and that's going to be $600 or so. Whatever it is that you want, it seems to be that you're going to have to go about it in a little bit of a creative way. So let's say that there's a matriarch or some speaker for the family or some uncle that can actually get some information around the family members, like as if they were the Judicis, right? Somebody's got to like speak up and tell them what's going on so that, you know, we can get to almost the Godfather. So this is the kind of energy where a person decides like, hey, how about this? Since I know that you want this, let's use a PlayStation example. And no, they don't promote me, so I'm not pimping them or anything. But let's say this is what you want. And they say, how about if we talk to the family and tell them that if they're going to buy you a $5 pair of gloves, or if they're going to get you a $5 pair of socks or a wool cap, why don't we ask them if they wouldn't mind giving it to you in cash, where you could accumulate it and buy that thing that you want? And you might also be able to go in like with your siblings, if you guys can agree to want this thing and pitch in your money together. Now, if you've got somebody who doesn't want to pitch in their money, then just like don't even deal with them. It's okay. Don't be like, yeah, if you don't pitch in, then I'm not going to let you play. Don't be like that. It has a tendency to kind of wall off the energy, and the money won't come to you as easily as it would. The more creative you get about this, the quicker the money comes. So if it is possible for someone else, or if you could talk to your mom, or maybe you've got an aunt or somebody in the family that you can say, hey, look, I really want this. I don't want to be disrespectful or offensive. I don't want to say, give me money, don't buy me pants. Don't be like that, but say, how could I do it, Mom? What do you think is the best way? She might say, hey, look, I'll just let them know that you're interested in saving up money, whether it's for a PlayStation or a car, or to pay a beauty school tuition for the summer because you want your certification, because that's how you're going to support yourself, is cutting hair, doing makeup, whatever it is while you're in college. And then she will help put the right words into place. So remember, it is very likely you're going to end up accumulating the money for the thing that you want. This will be pretty much across the board for everybody, including, remember that there's at least one benefactor, if not two, that next year is going to show up and give you an opportunity that seems weird. Like, hey, I can't pay you, but will you come help demo this foundation? And you're like, okay. And then you find out, like I said, that they're just trying to hand you $500. They just wanted to see if you would roll up your sleeves and get in there, do the work, and prove yourself as somebody who knows how to take direction and isn't afraid of hard work. Week 3, we've got this Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, part of what is getting me to say words like accumulating the money, like drops in the bucket, like having a buck here and there, or 5, and before you know it, you've got 25, and before you know it, you've got 4 of those, you got $100, and you're getting all the way to your goal in short order. So the Page of Pentacles here could indicate that maybe the money comes in smaller increments. That's okay. Get yourself a clear mason jar, stuff the dollar bills in there, and stare at it and rub your hands and say, come on, baby needs a new pair of shoes. Maybe it's tires for your car. Week 4, we've got the Death card, which indicates a very, very good fortunate omen for you. This means that the end of a cycle is over. And with you guys, it's actually looking like it will be the end of a cycle of waiting and saving up. Soon enough, you're going to realize that almost close to the last week of Christmas, you've got enough money in there to call it good and say, wow, now anything else I get could make it like I'm only a couple of months away from getting what I want. My suggestion is, by the way, since Mercury is going to be retrograde almost all of January anyway, that you hold your money, just bite your knuckles, keep yourself under control, because you're probably going to get better deals, and it'll be more worth it for you to buy something relatively expensive in the middle of January, or excuse me, February. If you can't do it at that time, if there's an opportunity like you somehow accumulate the money sooner, then buy it at about the time of the new moon. You don't want to get too far into the end of Christmas, because we get into the pre-Mercury retrograde shadow. So the one thing to do is, if you have the opportunity to buy that thing that you want, is make sure that you pay attention to what it says, like at Best Buy, and they're not pimping me either. You look at the back of the receipt, and it'll say if you return something because you change your mind, you've got something like 15 days, and after 15 days they'll charge you a 10% restocking fee, is what I think it says. And then also it'll say if it's defective though, or there's something wrong with it, they will exchange it for you within like between 30 and 60 days, is what 30, 60, or 90 days. And then you can also pay a little bit extra money to get some insurance on it in case something else goes wrong. You just want to ask some clear questions. Let's just use a PlayStation or a laptop excuse again, or an example that you say, hey, wait a second though, if the manufacturer's warranty is for about a year, can I come back and buy that insurance before the next year? Or if I have to buy it now, how will you cover me? They'll probably say, well, the warranty you buy with us is for 2 years. So yeah, it kind of will, it will actually run parallel to the first year of the warranty on this. But let me tell you, insurance is great, because if the crazy thing happens and some kid has a spaz attack and knocks over a bottle of Mountain Dew all over your brand new laptop, and you're like, no, God, no, the 5-year-old got hyper and not, well, the insurance will probably cover it, because I know for sure at Best Buy and a few other places that they have this kind of accidental membership thing where you get insurance where even if somebody spazzes out or has explosive diarrhea, I know that's disgusting, I'm sorry, but you're covered. So where were we at? Week 4, when we've got that energy of the situation where you're ending this situation, which means that you're probably able to buy that thing now. Go for it, but keep in mind the rules of the returns, of the receipts, of the insurance, of the policy, of what you have to do. You don't lose that receipt in the insurance. You ask one of your parents to put it in a magical safe place in case the weird explosion of diarrhea happens and your thing gets messed up. So week 5, we have the Devil card, and this is where I just want you to take notice again. It's a very good omen to see this because it really is talking about you knowing the difference between right and wrong. So let me just give you an example of what the Devil could be talking to us about. You pitch in, you get your brothers and sisters together, your stepbrothers, your foster brothers, whatever, all of you pitch in and you buy the PlayStation. Then the rules are that this will not be lent out, or that just not anybody can come into the house, because especially if it's somebody you don't know, we have to remember that there are people that are dishonest in the world and they could rip somebody off. It happens, and even though they get caught, it puts us through a misery if they got your PlayStation jacked as well. So let's say the rule is that it doesn't get lent out, and that is what everybody's going to abide by. And then you're really tempted because your best friend is like, please, please just let me. I'm going to have this party. You can come over. You could bring it. Your foster brothers aren't going to even be there anyway because they're visiting relatives that weekend. And then you do it. Well, let me tell you that the Devil card could indicate that there could be a huge problem with this, that it gets stolen, that it gets damaged, that somehow you have to explain why you broke their trust and you took it out of the house. So remember what I'm telling you. The Devil card is just warning you about this. Also, it could be where you're tempted to take money that was given to you and you're the one that's playing treasurer like a Monopoly and or banker, and you're holding the money for the group of you to buy the one thing that you want. Well, the Devil card here could be that you're tempted to spend $50 on a pair of shoes and you think you're going to be able to pay it back because somebody promised you they were going to pay you for this and that, and then it doesn't happen. So just make sure that this is a financial month. Doesn't mean that it's going to be a month of lack. It looks like a month of creativity. If you just put your heads together, or even if it's just you using your creative ideas, you're going to find that you will be able to achieve that goal of getting that thing you want, even if it seems by a long shot. And it could even be you being creative enough to help save up the money for the repair on your family's vehicle, and they don't even know that you're doing this, and you raise the money all on your own, and you're like the freaking hero for the rest of your life. Lots of good possibilities here. And remember again that next year there's at least the potential of one person, if not two, that could be hiring you. And remember what I'm telling you, because you're going to tell me later, Rita, it was so weird because this guy asked me if I would come and shovel chicken shit somewhere, and I did it thinking it was going to be just for free for this old lady's farm and the chickens and that whole mess. And then I ended up getting, $300 for 2 days work. And I'm like, there you go. That's exactly what this energy means. And next year is going to be great for you. So enjoy the holidays. God bless you guys. And I'll be talking to you soon.